Let's face it, habits can either hinder us or they can help us. So by the end of this video, I hope to share with you 7 habits that will completely transform how you think about money and how you think about your life. My name is Carmen. So go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notifications bell so that you can be notified every time we post new videos. Now let's go ahead and start with the very first point, and that is that marriage and money should mix. Why is this important for you to know? Is it because 50% of marriages end because of financial turmoil, and we never want this to be the case for our clients. So it's important for you to understand that if you work in silos, you are losing your ability to understand the power of your combined income and how that can work more efficiently and more effectively to be able to allow you to accomplish your financial goals. So what Darius and I used to do was in the beginning, when we were first learning how to navigate the financial world together, we started coming up with shared goals. So things that we both were looking forward to do so that we could stop pointing fingers and saying, you're doing this or you're doing this. We just said, hey, this is what we want to do together, and we need to work together to try to accomplish this goal. So vacations, for example, was one of our shared goals. We said we wanted to vacation 4 times a year, and we needed to be able to put money aside so that we could properly afford our vacations. And once we put our money together and started saving and allocating money for our vacations became less stressful, less on the credit cards, and actually being able to pay for them through cash. And it just really changed our mindset as far as how we could come together to accomplish more financial goals that would allow us to live a lifestyle that we desire. So I cannot stress enough how important it is for couples to come together and get on the same page with their finances so that you can start creating lasting goals, lasting financial freedom that will allow not only you to come together financially, but enable the rest of your family to follow suit so that everybody can work together to create better opportunities. Now, the second point that I want to talk about is that you shouldn't ever take the first offer. If there's an investment opportunity that comes your way or anything that comes your way, you should always negotiate so that you can negotiate the best price for you. I'm going to share a quick story. Darius and I had an investment opportunity come up, and long story short, we were able to negotiate the price to be 50% less than the price that was originally offered to us. 1, because we negotiated, and 2, because we had cash. In a previous video, we talked about how cash gives you access. So once we negotiated the offer down to what we thought was more realistic, then we offered cash and the price dropped again because we were able to pay for the investment outright and upfront. So always think about whenever you are investing or things come your way, having access to cash is going to completely change your position in the investment opportunity, and it's going to change the price of investments and things that come your way. So always think about it. And I'm sharing this to you because when we were just getting started in our investing journey, we always took the first thing that was offered to us because we just felt like, oh, that was the best deal. But it wasn't until we became more sophisticated with our approach where we understand how to properly negotiate and how having cash can really transform the deal in your benefit because of the access that you have. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is that jealousy is going to destroy you both professionally and personally, because what happens with jealousy is we're always looking outward for the things that we feel that we should have or the life that we think that we should need, instead of looking inward to how can we create those opportunities in our life. And I'm sharing this with you because these are things that I had to overcome, where I saw someone, outside of me who had something that I wanted, and I would take time just obsessing over the things that I thought that I wanted because this person had it. And it's very important for you, again, to just be honest and true with yourself to determine what is the root cause and why am I so conflicted with this thing? And you may be so conflicted because you know that deep down inside you can obtain these things too if you just had a little sweat equity, right? So think about all of the opportunities that you have to level up your finances, to level up your business, to level up your life, and stop looking outward. Look inward and figure out what can I do, or look at those opportunities when you are looking outward to see how our successful business is working and how can I apply those principles in my life? Or why is that person so fit? What gym do they go to? What exercise routines are they using? And how can I apply those in my life so that I can start creating, again, the lifestyle lifestyle, the body, the house that I desire. It's never always the first thing. At the end of the day, the root of jealousy is just you recognizing the lack that you have in your life. And lack is never a good thing to be obsessing over. So look at that lack of whatever it is that you feel like you should be having or doing and try to figure out how to incorporate that in your life, because you literally have the ability to create and design the life that you desire. Now, with that said, go ahead and click on the link below and join the Wealth Nation community, because we are all like-minded individuals who are trying to level up our finances and become better people. And we would love to welcome you with open arms into the Wealth Nation community. And go ahead and click on the link below and let me know, what habits do you want to start enforcing in your life so that you can start becoming the next best you. All right, moving on. The next point I want to share with you is stop talking about doing the thing. You need to start doing the thing, whatever that is. And long story short, what I'm talking about is taking action. Far too often, people, when they're thinking about starting businesses or when they're thinking about losing weight, for example, if we continue on that same theme, is we spend too much time talking and not enough time taking action. And it is important for you to take action every single day, even if it's just one more step, right? It doesn't have to be, changing everything tomorrow. It's just about taking baby steps so that you can start with getting some ground under you and accomplishing the goals that you want to do. So save yourself and everybody else around you and stop talking about the things that you want to do and actually go make it happen. Because nobody is going to create and design the life that you desire but you. So today, start taking action, stop talking, and making it work. Because really what we're talking about is you're doing so much talking because you're afraid. You're afraid to take action. And I can't tell you how many people that say, hey, Darius and Carmen, how do you start a business? How do you do YouTube? How do you do this? How do you do that? We just started. And the biggest motivation behind everything that we started doing is because we had to eat. It was a matter of eating or not eating. And we were super motivated in different parts of our lives when starting businesses because we were hungry, we were thirsty, whatever the case may be. And we never forgot that motivation and the amount of knowledge that we knew that we have to share with people. And we recognized that every single day we weren't sharing information, we were depriving somebody who needed that information. So going back to thinking about things differently, stop talking, start taking action, because you never know who needs the information that you possess. And every single day that you aren't sharing information is just another lost day. Now, reading is the next point that I want to talk about. Reading and consuming information that is going to bring more value to your life. When I started reading and put the TV away, that's where I really started to notice that my mind was more open to different concepts and ideas and theories that I may not have ever been exposed to. And reading really allowed me to recognize that I have the ability to have mentors in my pocket, in my ear, in front of me, watching videos, all day long, because I can either be listening to podcasts, watching videos on YouTube, for example, or reading books, and just being exposed to a wealth of information that can not only help me personally, but can help me from my business standpoint. And with me, with regards to Wealth Nation and everything that Darius and I are doing, we are all about trying to teach the public how to increase their literacy with regards to personal finance. And personal finance is something that's really just going to transform everything that you do, because money revolves around everything that you do. So if we can start helping more people through the information that we have by reading and exposing ourselves to more information, that just allows us to be able to help more families, more communities, more nations out in the world who need the information that we possess, because we're doing our homework and learning through books and podcasts and interviews. So I say all this to say, what are the topics that you can start sharpening and improving upon just by reading more books and listening to podcasts and watching interviews, so that you can start stimulating your brain and bringing in better inputs as opposed to just sitting in front of a TV all day? What can you do to create better habits that are going to allow you to live better lifestyles? Now, the next point I can't stress enough, because I was always thinking about the next person, or, what people would think of me, or, listening to what somebody told me that they thought that I should be doing. And that was just hella distraction for the things that I actually wanted to do and the things that I genuinely wanted to share. anymore. And it kept me from being my authentic self because I was always so concerned about what people would think if I was actually my true self. So choose you is the next point that I'm going to talk about as far as your habit, because there is no one else on this earth like you. So you might as well be yourself. And it's so much harder to not be yourself than to be yourself. It takes just so much more energy. And this is important for me to share with you because when it comes to the things that you're trying to accomplish, at the end of the day, it's not going to work if you aren't listening to your heart. If you aren't listening to what your heart is telling you, you're always going to be misguided and misled because you're not being your authentic self. And it doesn't matter what it is that you're trying to do. If you just look inward and determine, yes, this makes sense for me, or no, this doesn't make sense to me, then you need to be able to move forward and feel good about the decisions that you're making because it came from you. And the last point that I'm going to leave you with is it is okay to say no. I can't tell you how long it took me to understand this concept, but saying no is probably the best thing I have ever done in my life, because before I said yes to everything. And what I was doing was just exhausting my energy in a lot of things that didn't fulfill me and that didn't allow me to show up and be my best self for the things that I actually wanted to do. So when you are overextending yourself and just putting too much energy out there in a lot of fires that doesn't make sense for you to be doing, you are compromising your creativity, you're compromising your productivity, and you just don't know what that is going to do or affect you, your business, and your personal life moving forward. So never forget that it is okay to say no, and you should never feel bad for saying no, especially if it doesn't align with the things that you vibe with. Now, I hope these 7 points were encouraging and motivating for you to start taking more action in your lifestyle. Because again, like I said before, habits can either hinder us or help us. So what are you going to do with these 7 points that I shared? Are you going to start allowing these points to help you become the best you? Or are you going to stay stagnant in the other habits that aren't bringing value to you? Now that you have these 7 habits on board, it's going to significantly impact how you decide to make money. So if you want to learn how to create passive income, then definitely click on our next video so you can learn how to create passive income while you're implementing these healthy habits. Don't forget to own your own lifestyle, or someone else will.